Hello, and welcome to the show. Thank you all for being here. As always, disclaimer, I do not condone violence or illegalities. I simply state things in hypotheticals. This is art. This is a form of entertainment. All right. Yep, see, the prepping artist, Kelly, she says, we can start. So we started early because she said start. How's everyone doing tonight? See everybody in here. Outlaw Farms, Black Cat Whirligig, of course, Dome Seeker, your resident moderator. She will be doing the unblocking of things tonight. Prepping Plumber, good to see you. Let's talk about the central bank digital currency that is going to happen. Everybody's like, well, how can we stop it? We can't. You can't. There's no stopping the CBDC. How could it be enacted? Actually, they don't need to create. That's the thing a lot of people don't grasp. They don't need to create a CBDC. Keys? One moment. Somebody needs digital currency. There's the plastic.
I'll be back and look at it.
All right. There we go. See? No US dollars, no gold, no silver, no coinage changed hands there. I simply handed a piece of plastic away. They're going to go and swipe it through a little machine and collect goods. That's what we're talking about, central bank digital currency. All that needs to happen for this to be implemented is for the U.S. government to say, okay, we're not trading U.S. dollars anymore. You cannot accept it as a business. Now, before anyone comments or watches this video in a replay and comments, they can't legally do that. Shut the fuck up, please. I'm so tired of people commenting in videos that I make. It's not legal for them, fill in the blank. There are so many things in your day-to-day life that are illegal for them to do per the Constitution of the United States that they do anyway. Hold on, let me see. Let me check something. How am I sounding? Because I forgot to plug in the microphone. 5x5? Do I need to plug in the microphone? Okay, sound great. Good. There we go. And there's literally no mic. Normally I have a microphone plugged in here, but it's just the laptop picking it up. But yes. So if someone says it's not legal for them, regardless of what the topic is, all you're doing is showing your ignorance of your current situation. All right. Because so many things are illegal, but they do it anyway because they can. And yes, maybe in 5, 10, 20 years, 50 years, they say, oh, it was unconstitutional. Well, we fucking knew that. They did it anyway. Doesn't stop them. So please do not ever say in the comments, it's not legal. Shut up. We know it's not legal, but they fucking do it. So anyway, back to what I was saying. I digress, as John would say at Prepper Nation, but I digress. All they would simply have to do is say businesses can no longer take US dollars or coins. The mints are closed. We're saying that we're not processing more, and business will go on because 90+% of everything that we do is digital anyway. When you slide a card, when you insert a chip, when you pay with your phone, you get paid direct deposit. Guess what? It's just digital numbers leaving one person's account, going to another person's account, and then going to your account, and the circle continues. When you swipe your card at Walmart, digital numbers leave your account, go to Walmart. Walmart sends a percentage of that to the federal government in the form of taxes, and the circle continues on and on. We already live in a central bank digital age. All right. The only thing they have not done is phase out the use of actual physical currency, fiat currency, the dollar and the coinage. All right. So I'm just looking here. Are you still hauling fuel? No, I never hauled fuel. I hauled fracking sand. It's a silica sand. Oh, silica sand. When you hear people talk about, well, we don't have the materials to make solar panels because we don't have the silica sand. We have fucking silica mines all over the country. We use our sand instead of for making solar panels. We use it for proppant. Proppant is the thing that holds the cracks open so that oil and gas can flow out of the ground. All right, I haul that to well sites. It gets mixed with water, pumped into the ground, holds the cracks open, and then the oil and gas flows. So that's what I do. Let me hop in the chat real quick. Robert Winslow says, exactly, Uncle Rob. We've been doing it for years. My Army retirement been direct deposit for 30 years. Yes. Yeah. We're already in a central bank digital currency. What we are going to be seeing is them actually implementing tighter controls. All right. And there's a couple of reasons that they do this. One is tracking. So they can track more, not the currency itself, but to track you. Remember, every resistance underground movement in Germany. All right, let's go to Germany. Pre-World War II. The Nazis, a lot of people don't realize this, tracked everything. They came out with laws where Jewish citizens had to register every asset they owned, every liquid asset they had. They knew how much money went into people's bank accounts, how much money went out, and where the hell they were spending it. In the middle of the war, they tracked the money even harder. Why? Because revolutions, freedom fighters, need money. They need to be able to move money to purchase things, weapons, supplies, rent safe houses, things of this nature, and food for feeding, small armies of people, cells, and they needed to move money without being tracked by the Nazis. The same thing could end up coming here someday, where we need to move underneath of the digital currency. Pardon me one moment. I will call them back. That's my baby sharks. West Tennessee purposes, they can kiss my ass. Yes, they very well can. However, it would be naive to think that they're not going to do these things. All right. And regardless of how much you dislike that, regardless of how much I dislike being tracked and monitored, you need to think of workarounds now that will make it easier then. They want to control people. And like I said, they want to limit revolts. Revolutions cost money. It's a fact. How many, God only knows how many terror cells or terror organizations were caught, intercepted because people tracked money. All right. They tracked the movement of money, and you just follow the money. You can find what you want. Let's see. Let me look in the chat real quick here. Can't EMP proof end users? Well, an EMP, the reason I think that if an EMP ever hits the United States, it will be more than likely a rogue actor, someone who is against the powers that be, the elites, the great reset puppet masters. All right. It could very well be someone like old Vladimir Putin. It probably would not be someone like China, even North Korea, or possibly Iran. But North Korea, China, they would probably never EMP us, because those people want to keep the digital shit going, the surveillance state going. They want to control people through money. They want to make the U.S. like China. You hear them say it all the time. You've heard Sleepy Joe say, we need to be more like China. He's not just talking about lockdowns, for the Wu flu. He was talking about everything, currency, tracking digitally everything everybody buys, sells, anything like that. So what do you need to do? You need to develop workarounds. Hey, Michael Holzman, how you doing? So workarounds. You need to have a second income or a second way to make income that's not traceable. All right. And for people to say, well, there will be a lot of people that say, well, that you can't easily do that. There are millions of illegal aliens in this country right now making cash. It happens. There are workarounds to everything. There are people that will sell you their SNAP benefits in exchange for 50 cents on the dollar, or in exchange for cigarettes or booze, things that they can't buy with SNAP benefits. And for those that don't know what SNAP benefits is, it's welfare food stamps. Okay. Black Cat Whirly Big Egg. There you go. Gold buys anything. Gold and silver. Everybody says, well, why should you prep gold and silver? It's worthless. It's bullshit. If you want to work outside the system, gold and silver is the prime way to do it. Because if somebody came to me post CBDC, where they weren't accepting U.S. currency, and said, hey, I want to buy this from you, and I've got $500 worth of silver. All right, let's deal. Let's make it happen. And I know so many people. I really don't know anyone that won't accept gold and silver as payment for something completely off the books, whether it be something that's legal or illegal. All right. Look at drug dealers. Drug dealers operate off the central banking system. Most of them. The best ones actually have a foot in both worlds. They'll have a small businesses up front, accept payments digitally, pay taxes to draw away from what they're actually where most of their profits are coming from. We had somebody in Wheeling a few years back that was running a food truck, and that was they were selling drugs under the guise of a food truck and doing quite well for themselves, because they could just scan people's cards. Here you go. Here's your sandwich. And oh well, tax world, we lost a bunch of food product due to a power outage on the freezer, lost a freezer, and they've just made all that money and laundered it at the same time. But basically, you're going to have to learn how to operate in both worlds. You're going to have a good cover. All right. And if you want to purchase things, you're going to need to use things like the barter system or straw purchasers. Now, you'll hear straw purchasers usually spoken about in the firearms community. Oh, well, this guy's a straw purchaser. He'll go and buy, 20 AKs or 20 AR-15s to sell to cartels or to gangs. Well, straw purchaser is just someone buying something for you so that you stay out of the light. You will need to do things like that. All right. Let's see. Let me jump in the chat here. Salt will be food gold again. If in a grid down scenario, I would agree with that, but that'd be the only way, Outlaw Farms, because the reason salt was so valuable back then was because, one, you needed some salt to eat, but mostly because it was used for preserving food items because they didn't have refrigeration. As long as we have refrigeration, we're not going to be trading or bartering salt. But yeah, 1 troy ounce of gold will buy a lot of 5.56. Yes. Yeah. You figure right now it's 1,900 and some change per troy ounce, of gold, and 24 and some change, 25 for an ounce of silver. All right. And it's good anywhere in the world. If you had the bulk of your savings in silver bullion, coins, bars, whatever, or gold, and you decided shit's too bad in this country, I want to slip across the border, you can use that currency in any land. I've not been to one country, and I've lived in 17 countries, been to quite a few more. I haven't been to one where I couldn't take a gold coin to a shop and sell it, whether it be a gold souk in the Middle East or a gold shop in Pattaya Beach, Thailand, or in Bangkok, or in Malaysia, I could always sell or buy gold and silver. Window Liquor Prepper says debit card is basically a CBDC. Yes, that's what I was just saying. We're already there. They just haven't stopped the use of paper money. That's the only difference. Once they do, that's when you'll start to see greater control of the population. All right. And once they do, you'll start to see greater control and limiting. Oh, well, more of the global mindset will start and rules will start to take place. You'll start to see that, well, you can only drive your car on odd numbered days. And if you do go out on your even numbered day when you're not supposed to, then we'll just shut down all your shit and you can't buy anything. You won't be able to use your cards, even if you drive your car somewhere. All right. And you'll be penalized. We'll keep your car shut down for 2 or 3 days. Wouldn't that suck? All right. And if you don't think it's coming, just look at history again. Look back in history. They've done it before it was digital currency. All right. Again, World War II, they monitored everything and taxed the shit out of people. All right. But if you want an idea of where this leads, the best movie is Demolition Man. All right. You had the people that were eating at Taco Bell because it won the fast food war. And then you had the people that lived in the sewers under the city. All right. That ate Rata Burger. All right. Remember that? Good movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. And they'll be raiding, people like us will be raiding food delivery trucks. Let's see what we have. Robert Winslow says, would they ever shave the gold and silver in foreign lands to stretch it? They might, but the laws over there are a lot stricter than they are over here. You might find that over here. Like here, I've found counterfeit silver. If anybody remembers my last channel, OFC Nation, I did a thing about beware false silver, and I ran a magnet over a bunch of silver bars, and one of them sucked up because it had steel inside of it. You'll find that here. You won't find counterfeit gold and silver a lot of times, especially in Islamic countries. Especially in Islamic countries, you won't find it because they have very harsh punishments for shit like that, and they're very strict. For example, someone keeps asking me for a herringbone gold necklace, and I refuse to buy one here because I've seen them, and there was like $2,400, $2,500 for a good one, for a really good herringbone necklace. When I can justify spending $2,400 on it, and people are like, well, Rob, an ounce of gold is about $2,000, so you're only $400 more. You get a necklace. Yeah, well, one, the gold is 24 karat if I'm buying it by the ounce. Two, it's an ounce. Most necklaces, unless you're Mr. T, you're typically not wearing an ounce of gold around your neck in one single necklace. Three, I can get on a plane to Dubai, round trip for about $1,200, and I can buy an ounce of gold, and for 75 dirhams, so about $30, I can take that ounce of gold and say, make me as many gold necklaces as you can out of this. And they'll make them, and then they'll give them back. So for $2,000 for the gold, let's say $50 for the making fee, and $1,200 for a round trip ticket, I'll come back with 4 of those same necklaces that I could turn around and sell here for $2,400 a piece. It's just, I don't like to buy retail. All right. I'd rather go to the source. And if you just wanted to buy gold jewelry in someplace like Dubai, like it's literally the cost of the gold for the data spot ticker that's on the wall that matches the global price, plus normally 7 dirhams or 70 dirhams making fee. And that's it. They don't double the price or triple the price. It's illegal. All right. And they can't sell you jewelry that is below, I want to say, normal. Their normal jewelry is 21 karat. You can find 18, but you won't find anything below 18 unless you specifically request it. All right. Let's see. Coffee First and Speak says harsh punishments stop crime. Who would have thought? People with common sense. But again, remember, liberalism is a mental disorder. So people on the left and liberals, they don't, their minds don't function properly. They function very illogically. Kelly finally caught alive. Hey, Randy Romans, evening peoples. So yes, start thinking now, how are you going to make money once they do away with the US dollar? All right. Once you have to use a card or a phone or whatever you use to do business, to just buy and sell goods, how are you going to get around it? Think about that. Farmers markets, people go to farmers markets and they use cash, but nowadays you'll see them with those little card scanners plugged into their phones. Eventually, once they stop using cash altogether, you'll have, you can either barter with the people at farmers markets, use your central bank digital currency, or you'll have to find another way, silver or gold, or something else they want to trade. But that is why I've always been big on silver and gold, not as a investment. I mean, if you want to invest, do not use silver or gold as like, that's going to be my long-term investment. Use it as a storage of wealth to save your money. All right. And in the future, you may be able to trade it. And it's not that difficult. Go down. If you don't have any silver right now, this week, go to a local dealer, coin shop, whatever, and buy one silver round. Now, a silver round's going to run you around $25-$28. A silver eagle, which is minted U.S. coinage that's made out of silver, will probably cost you around $40. All right, because you're paying for the fancy, it's a U.S. minted coin. If you can, just buy the silver round. At the end of the day, if you sell the stuff back to them, you're going to get spot value at best. But no, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you, stack one coin a week. Start out like that. If you can't afford $30 a week, you are doing something wrong. All right. If it's hey, you don't stick money in your gambling machine as much next week. Whatever. Everyone can. What do we got going on? McBean Scottish Fitness. Hey, good to see you here. Have gun will travel at Papa's Farm. What's Papa's Farm? Be careful. Somebody must be traveling somewhere. Your Black Cat Willie says my general store takes silver. That's cool. I prefer rounds. Silver is silver. Yes, silver is silver. I don't care who mints it, who puts a stamp on it. I don't care if there's no stamp. And that's how you start out. You like gold, but I can only afford silver. Start out with silver. Work your way up. Silver is poor man's gold. Either way, they're not really making any. There's only so much gold and silver on the planet. Just like land. Land has value. Oh, imagine that. So does silver and gold. Has for thousands of years. That's why they talk about it in the Bible. I trade fresh eggs for silver. Well, there you go. My buddy actually throws eggs away because he's just got so many. His chickens are just laying so many eggs. City Prepper said, made it alive. Hello, everyone. Working out a barter with Amish hides for goods. Yeah. Also, another thing to think about, CBDC in the years that come. the patriots, you domestic extremists out there, are going to need to mask your movements. All right. So if you need certain goods and services that will draw attention to you, have someone else do that for you. And when you go to certain places, make sure that you're leaving a trail that makes them look left instead of right. All right. For example, if you needed to go to Bass Pro and buy ammo, all right, go to Bass Pro. Have someone else or yourself use cash, or if cash isn't there, have someone else purchase your ammo for you while you swipe your card for fish hooks. All right. Oh, look, he just bought $10 in fish hooks. Meanwhile, you're actually leaving the store with other things, and then pay those people or barter, whatever you have to do, off the books. Okay. You got to think of things like that. What do we got going on in the chat here? I've taken money out of the banks recently. Should I convert any to silver, gold if banks shut down? Cyber or EMP? Well, here's the thing. If there was an EMP, if we lost the grid, U.S. currency is backed by what? The full faith of the U.S. government. The paper dollar is only as good as the rest of the world's faith in the stability of the U.S. government. Yes. So, should you convert it to silver or gold? Depends on how much faith you have in the U.S. government. I mean, you can take your U.S. dollars right now and go to an airport and exchange your money for euros or won or whatever you want. You don't have to buy silver or gold. You can exchange it for new Canadian dollars, Mexican pesos, whatever you want, and then go back home. Put it in a safe. Put it under the bed. Put it in your pillow. Whatever you do with it. Gold is fine too, but silver is on the march to be out of supply faster. Yes, Bernard, and that's the reason is very simple. Solar panels. Let's go solar. Solar panels are made from silver. There's a lot of things. Internet mirrors are made from silver. So anytime you see mirrors, look, your vehicle got 3 of them on average. Took silver to make them. But again, solar panels. It's a lot of silver to make solar panels. So are there any questions for anybody in the chat that I can, if you got a question, put it in there. I'll do my best to see it and answer it. Yeah, not financial advice. That's right, Jonathan Garner. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. I believe in, playing it safe, a little bit of risk, no reward. Let's see, wireless pumps. There are a lot of advanced military weapons that use a lot of silver. Yes, those laser beams that burn stuff up have it. The value of silver is definitely being kept low on purpose. Yes, I do believe that the price of silver, and you can look historically. Now we're getting off the topic of CBDC, but you can look historically at what 1 ounce of gold, what a $20 gold piece. It was called $20 gold piece for a reason. It was 1 ounce, and it was what? $20. What that would buy you then and what it will buy you now. All right. And oddly enough, that's where you can see inflation. All right. If you want to know how bad inflation is, how bad the fictitious monetary system, how you should not have faith in the U.S. government or the currency that they put out there, is that if you take an ounce of gold from the 50s, it will buy you approximately about the same amount of shit today. But if you look at how many dollars it took to buy that same item in 1950, and you look at the dollars today, it's ridiculous. It's like, well, if it cost me $100 in 1950 and cost $10,000 now, but it cost, 5 ounces of gold in 1950 and 5 ounces of gold now. Why'd the money go up, fluctuate? Because it's fiat currency. They just keep printing more. The gold stays the same. I mean, it's incredible. When I first started going to Thailand, it took 46 of their dollars to make one of ours. Today, no. Last time I looked, it was like 31 of their dollars to make one of ours. Did the Thai economy improve over the past 15 years? No, it's been about the fucking same. Our dollar has been devalued. That's why it makes their money look better in comparison. All right, let me look in the chat here. Solar panels start to vanish. Yeah. I think I'll buy rubles. I would have loved to buy rubles when this shit first popped off. I would have loved to have been able to buy rubles because it crashed. But as you see, it came back quite well. What's your suggestions for cottage industries? Pick something that you're going to be good at, able to do, and will enjoy. All right. I watch copper, silver, and bonds tell me how to trade and buy. Tells me how to trade and buy. Yeah. Chewbacca says, I believe I heard this speech about 2 hours ago from somebody. That's because I told you what I was going to be talking about tonight. Brent. Chewbacca. Let's see. What else we got in here? Check out Brendan O'Connell. He has a great channel. Let me write that down. Hold on. Brendan O'Connell. Great channel with a lot of key information on potential threats to the power grid and more good information for preppers. I saw wireless plumb. I was hearing something on the news. I heard in passing that there were some people arrested for an attempted attack on a power grid in Maryland. I want to say. Don't be making fun of my name. You name me. That's only because of that picture that your old lady sent. That was why I said that. Anyway, but yeah, again, power grid. Yeah, power grid is weak AF, bro. Watch the State of the Union. I probably will watch the State of the Union just because they can't help but announce what they're going to do in the future. If you listen, if you pay attention, in some way, shape, or form, they will Easter eggs. There's an Easter egg in there somewhere that will give you a clue on what the big they, the they that they're in a club and you ain't in it, they are planning for the future. All right. And anyone who says, well, there is no they, shut up. That's why they just had a meeting in Davos. All right. That's the they we're talking about. And Bilderberg, they, all right. They who have the ability and the power to move markets and troops. Oh, Washburn Billy, no notification. Oh, that sucks. See, you got to ring the bell. And if you are watching this later on or something, and you're like, man, I can't comment. That's because only subscribers can comment. At least that's the way I had it set. It should still be set that way. So subscribe, because guess what? If you click on the video, even if you're not subscribed, they know that you've watched. So it doesn't matter. No, I'm not going to subscribe because then I'll be on a list. You're already on a list. Welcome to the fucking club. Yay. But yeah, that's right. You silly viewer. That's right, Jay. And we're going to see a tightening down. Everybody says, well, the end of the world as we know it. The end of the world as I know it happened sometime over the last 2 decades. How many of you can honestly say that the America you're living in today is the same one you grew up in? Didn't think so. So, yes, the end of the world as we know it is constantly happening. They're marching us like the Pied Piper down a road. At least us in this community, you in the thread right there, don't want to go and don't like. All right. As I said before, there's a storm coming. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. And it's going to get worse and worse and more godless and godless. And I know, look, my moderator's on it tonight. She is doing a fine job there, Dome Seeker. Thank you. Give her a thumbs up there. But yes, and I know I lose subscribers every time I talk about God and get preachy. My sub count goes down. I see that. And I honestly don't care. Because those are usually the people that are contributing to the degradation of the society my children will eventually have to take over. So I don't really want them here. I hope some of them stay. Maybe we'll convert some people to, I will make you a true believer, Dr. Jones, Yeah, God is the only reason why we're here. That's right. Like I said, I teach my children to worship God and fight his enemies. And by fight his enemies, I don't mean like, oh, well, we're just going to, try to enact legislation. No, I tell my kids, my kids will be like, oh, I saw this video and this guy did magic. I was like, yeah, you know who does magic? And my kids will be like, who? I'll be like, witches. And they'll be like, I'm like, you know what you're supposed to do with witches? And they're like, no. So I tell them. Anyway, and if you don't know what's supposed to be done with witches, I don't know. Google Salem, Massachusetts history. Just saying. Actually got in trouble on Facebook a while back because somebody was like, I can't believe that we used to burn witches, and my comment was I'm afraid we missed a few, and people didn't like that. A bunch of witches got all pissy, put a voodoo spell on me, and made me go into Facebook jail for a week. But anyway, all right. I hope this gives you something to think about. Like I said, gold and silver, a second form of untraceable income, things that will allow you to barter and trade, people that will buy things for you that you don't want to be known as buying under a CBDC. All right. We got a plan. It's going to be a long fight. And, the problem is I don't think there's going to be a lot of us. There won't be a lot of us. Too many people will take the easy road, right? Not a lot will take the narrow, hard, winding path, all right? Because it sucks. Stay strapped and stay safe, y'all. That's right, Black Cat Whirly Gig. Tongue twister. Stay strapped, stay safe, always. Yes, window liquor prepper. The FDIC can only insure like 1.3% of the dollars that they have in circulation. Yeah, it's the U.S. dollar is well past its prime. All right, it's beyond its golden years. It's kind of on. It's in. Message held for review. Get it. It's on life support. It is. It's on life support. And, everybody's talking about, I'm not worried about this BRICS system coming up, with the Brazil and Russia, India, China. Laugh now, you're going to cry later. Yeah. All right. Beaverines. That's right. Beaverines. I hope you found some of this information useful. Um, you know, drop a comment and let me know how I can improve it. I'm going to start, I'm planning with, if the weather improves tomorrow or the next day, on starting the Insurgency Tactics, Techniques, and Procedures series again. For those that have been asking for it, I'm going to be starting those videos. Now, I might not get them out this week, but I'll start the editing process, get it, and then start getting them released. And you're safe from bricks by Ruble. Are you in Russia, Jay? I'm a new Washburn Billy says, I'm a newbie around here, but I'm here to help. Hey, that's fine. I mean, things I've seen, you're all right here. Randy Rome, I'm not a witch, I'm a goddess. All right. Well, good night. God bless. To my baby sharks, that he loves you. I'll see you again soon. I'm out.